Well, welcome back here. It's second half coming up only momentarily. New Brunswick huddled on the sideline. Nova Scotia all set and ready to go out on the field. They're out there with a commanding lead, 27-5. Nova Scotia up over New Brunswick. So we heard Devin Maxwell. We had our headsets on for a little bit of it, but one of the things that I want to talk to you about is the development of the female game. You're obviously a lady. There's some young girls out there that look up to, pros and this and that. They don't have pro rugby here. So how important is it to you to be a role model as a woman to these young girls that are coming up? You obviously want people to do it. You would love your sport to be worldwide. But let's be honest, it's not yet. But Devin brings up some good points. It's a community that comes together. You need some organization. He talked about Jack coming here and organize. You need something up here so that everything down here gets going. So you have little girls running around hitting one another. How important is it to you to be a role model to add to that organization and that encouragement?
Absolutely, it's really important, and it's kind of up to us as well. So myself, but so many people, other people on the Celtics, going out and coaching high schools, and they're starting mini rugby programs with the clubs around Nova Scotia, trying to get those young players started up. And it's like I said, it's up to us to kind of recruit and keep those programs running. Not only a few people can do it in the province. You can have you need the organization to set up these things, but you also need the volunteers behind the, for coaching and for running these programs. But like I said, it is absolutely important for girls to start at a young age and kind of have people to look up to.
Well, the other thing about that is how old are these young girls that they go out? I know there's high school, but there's Bantams, are there not? And does mini mites exist?
Yeah, so what they just started doing a few summers ago was doing a minis program. So for every club team, so there's 13 clubs across Nova Scotia, they'll have a mini program attached to it, and in that program, they'll meet however many times a week, once a week for how many weeks in the summer, and it's ages 2 to 12, and then after that, there is right now kind of a gap between that end of minis into the high school season. So it's down the road, I can see there being a Bantam age group in the middle there, but it is something that we're working up towards.
So there you go. So Jack coming in, and Devin talked about it. So those organizations, Steph, you just reiterated that. So organization's so big to fill in those gaps.
Exactly.
But this is the result. Some pretty good rugby.
That's just it, and it's good having those young players come out and look up to these girls and want to be in their shoes in a few years down the road.
There you go. Well, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia putting on a good show here. Nova Scotia, the better show, as they're up quite a bit, and now threatening again as they're slowly but surely pushing New Brunswick back and deep into their own territory. And now fighting her way up against everybody all by herself was Amber Davison. And now cutting through with a good slash right there. And now they're getting a little bit deeper down into that New Brunswick side. And there's a mishandled ball. There's Davison down on the turf now. A dead play here. Now, what's that? That's a new one. I didn't see that before. What's this?
He's calling a substitution. So gotcha. Somebody from New Brunswick. So looks like.
So in is number 19 for New Brunswick. That's Colleen Ramad. Maybe Ramadi, and excuse me for the name on that one. Coaches were kind of scrambling around. We didn't have numbers for Team New Brunswick. That's Ali's fault, though.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So they were scrambling just before the game to get us. Now, we had plenty of names. We
didn't
have any numbers. So another scrum here. Nova Scotia in white now, going from right to left, and New Brunswick in the maroon with the white down the sides. There's a bad pass now that's going to cause some problems, and an attempted kick. It's not going to make it to the sideline. It's scooped up here, perhaps. And not, but a pretty good attempt there. Lisa McNeil with several kicks at that ball and couldn't quite get it out.
Yeah. I don't think the winger from New Brunswick knew that was coming, because, a play like that, if you are doing a cross kick like that, you have your winger basically on their horse ready to go to chase that ball down, but she seemed to be back pretty far there. But, like you said, Lisa McNeil tried picking it up there and knocked it on, so it will be another scrum to New Brunswick.
And a big smile to her teammates as she took about 6 or 7 kicks at that ball. I don't think she hit it once.